Doc Rich back at it again. And normally the MVid doesn't drop yet on a daily basis. Y'all know the MVid normally drops a little bit later in the day. At least for me, it's a little bit later in the day. I know for some of y'all, you know, we all live in different time zones and whatnot. But normally the MVid don't drop yet. But some of y'all brought this to my attention that something was said recently. Something that I always speak about. You can go through you know, my Eminem reaction playlist, and I've said this on hella videos. Apparently what Snoop said in this video is exactly what I've been, you know, exactly what I've been speaking against in a lot of my vids. But we just gonna jump into it, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on it at the end. Let's jump into it.
Eminem.
Hold on. Let me make sure we rocking. Cause we about to get knee deep in some shit. If he say what y'all said he said.
Eminem, the great white hope. White rappers had zero respect in rap. Let's keep that 1,000.
Did you say had
Eminem,
or has?
the great white hope. White rappers had zero respect in rap. Let's keep that 1,000.
He said had.
None. He has probably.
He said had, meaning that they have respect now.
Put Eminem in a position where he could be labeled as one of the top 10 rappers ever. I don't think so, but the game feels like he's top 10 lyricists and all that comes with it. But that's just because he's with Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre helped him find the best Eminem that
Eminem ain't top.
He could find.
See, I feel like people like you, Snoop, keep people honest. Because I respect Eminem. And I can see why people would have him in his top 10, top 5. I personally don't. You've been around a long time. Why don't you have him in your top 10?
Because there's some niggas in the 80s that he can't fuck with.
Like who?
Yeah,
like Rakim.
Yes, sir.
Rakim is
like
nice.
Big Daddy Kane.
Yes, sir.
Like KRS-One, like LL Cool J.
KRS-One is nice.
Shall I go on?
I love this list. Yeah, guys.
We recently started diving into some of that old school, the Rakim, the KRS-One. We got to check out some Big Daddy Kane. We got some LL Cool J that is probably dropping later on today, so look out for that. If I didn't drop it already, I don't remember. But we for sure gonna be checking out some LL Cool J. I think I got a video that I'm dropping today. But major respect to those fellas. Major respect. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting them, but
like Ice Cube. You understand me? I ain't got no time to play with it. It is what it is. It's like, Cuz did that. He did that to the fullest. That's one of my teammates. That's one of my brothers. Mm-hmm. He did that. But when you talking about this hip hop shit that I can't live without, I can live without that.
Oh, man. Things have officially gotten a little out of hand. All right, let's bust it down. Once again, all respect to those greats. Rakim, KRS-One, LL Cool J, Q, Big Daddy Kane. Major respect. I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. But once again, if we go down the list that I would assume that people would use to qualify their top 5, album sales. I know people are going to discredit it, and that's cool. But if we want to talk about album sales, guess who's number 1? It ain't KRS-One. No disrespect, because I know people going to twist my words. Oh, man, you disrespecting. No, I'm not. I'm putting that flat out so nobody twists my words. I'm not meaning any type of disrespect for any of those greats. I said it flat out. So if you in the comment section talking bullshit, because I put it out there on Front Street, so ain't no confusion. All right? Eminem is number 1. But let's throw that to the side. If we want to talk about lyricism, he said M can't fuck with him, like, he must not have heard. Double, triple entendres, rhyme schemes. Like, sometimes I feel like some people, and major respect to Snoop as well. You know what I mean? Major respect. But we have a differing of opinions, and that's all right. A differing opinions is a beautiful thing. It's the reason why we all have different cell phones. It's the reason why we all have different types of cars, colors of cars, because we all couldn't agree on the same one. So it's a beautiful thing. But mind you, when we talk about lyricism, I don't see how anyone could say Eminem is second to none. Like, I feel like you go through his catalog of music, and you think he couldn't stand toe to toe with some of them greats? You serious? You smoking crack? Like, too many of your brain cells been fried? Like, what's going on? I just want to know. Like, I honestly want to know, because that doesn't register in my Eminem can't stand toe to toe. Is it because he's white? Now, we know that ain't right. You know what I mean? Ooh, and that rhyme. Shit. Bars when I'm talking. You know? And he says something about because Dre helped M discover, his best self. Like, is that a bad thing? Do we all not have mentors or people we look up to or people that help us out throughout life? So he's the one that gets a strike for that. He gets the asterisk next to his name because Dre helped him become M. So you mean to tell me, Snoop, you didn't take any inspiration? You didn't have any mentors? Nobody helped you out along the way whatsoever. Nothing. You just did this all off the muscle, straight out the mud, by yourself. No help, no nothing, no suggestions, no tweaking to nothing. Like, we all have. Let's just keep it a buck. Everybody want to talk about, oh, I'm self-made, and that's cool. It sound good, but we've all had some help at some point, at one point or another. Every single last one of us. Self-made sound good, but if you want to break it down to its technicalities, ain't none of us self-made. We all had some type of help. Now, some of us might have done it on our own more than others. You know what I mean? Now, that's a fact. But come on, man. Now, we got the album sales out the way, right? We got lyricism out of the way, right? Now, if we want to talk about versatility, right? Because I feel like you got to be versatile as an artist, correct? You can't just be a one-trick pony. A one-trick pony can't be the best, at least in my opinion. You know what I mean? You got to be able to switch it up a little bit. If all LeBron could do was dunk a ball, he ain't had no jumper, no jump shot, couldn't dribble, no nothing. Or if all MJ could do was just dunk, he couldn't shoot, couldn't dribble, couldn't play no D, no nothing. Do you think he would be considered the greatest? Hell no. I'll answer the question for you. It's rhetorical. Right? So you can't be no one-trick pony. So when we talk about M, not a one-trick pony. I've heard this man sing on a track. I've heard this man get into his bag lyrically. I mean, shit that'll make your fucking head spin. Shit that'll have you discovering things on 100th time of listening to it. Like, oh damn, I ain't even realized he said this with that. And I've had a moment. I've had plenty of moments. I even posted one of my moments on Instagram, on an Instagram story, I believe. It might have been Snapchat, but I think it was Instagram story. I was like, yo, fam, do y'all be having these moments? Like, I just realized that M said this, but like I thought he meant this, but he also could have meant this, but I just discovered that he could have also meant this as well. It was like a triple entendre with the joint. I was like, god damn. So, if you want to go along those lines, can rap his ass off. I've heard him sing. I've heard this dude do horrorcore before. I ain't never even heard of horrorcore before I checked out. Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? And obviously, my array of hip hop music isn't completely vast. I want to put that disclaimer out there, but we're getting deeper and deeper into the hip hop as we go along. Like I said, we checking out Rakim. We checked out Rakim I think about a week ago. We just checked out KRS-One a few days ago. I posted that vid. We got an LL Cool J vid dropping today. Nice artists. We got to get some Big Daddy Kane. I think we checked out Ice Cube a while back. You know what I mean? We checked out No Vaseline, which was dope, which was fire. But I've heard him diss people. I mean, absolutely obliterate people lyrically on a diss track. So, lyricism, just rapping his ass off, just for the fuck of it. Just bending and twisting words and doing all those type of things. We've heard him do it. Sing on a track. We've heard him do it. Horrorcore. We've heard him do it. Diss tracks. We've heard him do it. Right? Love songs. We've heard him do it. Sad songs. We've heard him do it. Like, do I need to continue? So all in all, the versatility is there. He can do it all. He can do it all, right? So, to recap a little bit. Album sales. Number one. Lyricism. Second to none. I some people might disagree. I don't know how. It's blasphemous almost. It's just like what? Versatility. Come on now. You can't say he ain't versatile. Now, longevity. See, that's a key one. That's one that I think where I think it separates him and Pac, right? Because like I've stated before, when I'm having discussions with people and we're talking about some of the greatest MCs ever, and I always mention M, and some people say Pac, I take my hat off to him. I respect that. You know what I mean? I respect the hell out of that. You want to say Pac? I ain't got no arguments for it. But if we want to break it down, and my argument against Pac, which Pac is, come on, man, like we splitting hairs here when we talking about Pac versus M. We splitting hairs, right? Major respect to the great Pac. I don't want anybody to confuse that either. So I want to put that out there on Front Street. All respect to Pac. All respect. He arguably could have been one of the greatest MCs this earth has ever seen, right? But the one thing that I think separates M and Pac is the longevity factor. We can all speculate and say, oh, Pac would have done this, he would have been that, but we don't know. That is a fact. That is not opinion. That is not speculation. That is none of that. That is a fact. We don't know. Why don't we know? Because he's dead. And I hate the fact that I gotta say that bullshit. But he's dead. I ain't get to grow up in the Pac era. You know why? Because some stupid ass had to kill him. You know what I mean? I hate that shit, man. Like, what? You gotta kill my nigga Pac? Then they gonna come through and kill my nigga Nip too? But we'll save that discussion. Cause I still can't listen to Nip music to this day. And I used to bump Nip damn near on a daily basis. But anyway, the one thing that separates M and Pac is longevity. M has been around since I was knee high. Pac was around too, but that run was cut short. So the fact of the matter is, we don't know if Pac would still be relevant today. We can all speculate. And I'll be the first to admit, if Pac was still around, he'd probably more than likely still be relevant. But the fact is, we don't know. We don't know. Is it likely? Hell yeah. Listen, I'm realistic about it. The fact of the matter is, more than likely, he would have been hugely relevant today. More than likely, he would have been. But if we want to talk facts, we don't know. Some dumbass put a bullet in his brain. That's why we don't fucking know. You know what I mean? So that's where I think that separation happens, right? So check for M. Check. Now, if we want to talk about impact, which is where I feel like some people hold it against impact in the hip hop community. Now, obviously, the hip hop community is mostly comprised of African American individuals, of black people, right? So I think people have this thing where because Eminem isn't black and he can't completely relate to the black struggle, he's labeled irrelevant, right? And I'm trying to choose my words carefully because I know people gonna try to twist the shit and bend it and say, you know what I mean? We know how some people get on the internet. But the fact is, yeah, M isn't black. He isn't. I mean, that's just a fact. If we want to speak facts, he's not black. He'll never know what it means to be black, right? But that doesn't mean that he hasn't had impact. That doesn't mean he hasn't affected people. He might not have affected the black community as much as a person like Pac has, but that doesn't mean he hasn't had impact. White people exist too. Asians exist too. My Latino brothers and sisters exist too. Right? So if we're gonna talk about impact, we gotta talk about the entire thing. We can't just talk about, yeah, hip hop is comprised mostly of black people. We understand that. That's a fact. It's a fact. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. But we also gotta include the smaller groups as well. Okay? And if we wanna honestly, if we wanna talk about, I ain't gonna even go there. But he's had impact. Now, could I say that Pac has had more impact than M? Yeah, we can say that. If we're gonna speak facts, and once again, that is why I don't necessarily argue when somebody mentions Pac. Like, I respect the hell out of that. Like, Pac, all right, bet, yeah, okay, hell yeah. Dap up, you know what I mean? We ain't gotta hate each other, you know what I mean? Because I think Eminem is the greatest and you think Pac is the greatest, or, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't gotta hate each other. Like, bet it up, my brother, dap up, you know what I mean? Shit. But M is the greatest for me, for the reasons that I spoke of, and the fact that as I go through his catalog of music, like, I'm just discovering song after song where this dude is just like, it's incredible what he's able to do with the pen. Not to say nobody else could, but me personally, I just think his lyricism and his bars, his wittiness is second to none. Second to none. That's all due respect to Rakim, KRS-One, Cube, all them greats. You know what I mean? Pac, Big, Hove, Big Daddy Kane. But his lyricism is second to none for me. Second to none. You know? And maybe as I get deeper into KRS-One's catalog or Big Daddy Kane's catalog, you know, I'll be like, okay, you know, but I've heard some of those tracks from those guys, and and while I can admit those are great lyricists, I will say M's on another level, man. Like, this is like, forget how you feel. Let's just speak in facts. Just listen to the music. I've listened to M songs where I've gotten a fucking headache trying to catch all them damn bars because of the shit that he was spewing out of his mouth. It was just like bar after bar after bar after bar. And still in the comment section, y'all was like, yo, Rich, you miss this, you miss that, you miss this. And I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? I like paused it like 1,000 times. And I still miss Chick? Well, yeah, because he did like a triple entendre right here, and over on this part it was a double. But then he said this, and that one just skirted right over your head because of the bar right before it. Like, discredit album sales all you want to, discredit it. Cool. You can't discredit lyricism. You can't do it. What's a fact is a fact. You can't discredit longevity. That's a fact. You can't. You can't discredit longevity. That's a fact. Been around since I was knee high and is still around. As relevant as ever. Dude dropped the album and announced he was dropping an album, and people was like salivating, that foaming at the mouth, waiting for that shit like rabid dogs. I can't wait for this album. I can't wait for this. And I hate when people say white people are the only people that bump M. Bro, you a coon for you this for rocking with M. Do I really even need to? No, I don't. You know what I mean? I don't even need to respond to that. You know, it's just crazy, man, and some of the hypocrisy that goes on with that, you know. But that's a whole nother rabbit hole we can jump down into. But as far as and I literally just said this, I think yesterday, M doesn't get the credit he deserves. And honestly and truthfully, I think it's simply because he's white. If M was black, alright, picture this. Picture M being black. Everything is exactly the same. You know, he lived in a bad part of Detroit. At one point, he lived in a trailer park, yada, yada, yada. Everything's exactly the same. Stan, all that. But M is black. Would he still get the flack that he gets? Now, this is not a fact because we don't know for 100% certainty, because I know somebody's going to throw that back at me. But once again, like I said with Pac, more than likely, he wouldn't be getting any of that. Right? He wouldn't. Just like with Pac, he more than likely would be relevant, but the fact is, we don't know. But more than likely, M wouldn't be getting any of this type of hate that he gets. He'd be getting hella credit. Oh, this nigga's the greatest ever. This nigga's dope. That nigga spit that crack. If M was black. But because he's white, he gets discredited. He gets thrown to the side, shunned. And it's like, yo, how can you discredit somebody that is this fucking good? And at the end of the day, like I always say, or like I have said before, if you an MC and you don't think M is the greatest, show me. Hop on a mic and show me. These individuals that you say are the great, tell them to hop on the mic and show me. Mano y mano. We ain't gotta shoot nobody or fight nobody, man. That shit whack, bro. Hop on the mic. You an MC. Show me. Show me. Listen. Major respect to all those greats, but my money is getting put on M every time. M versus KRS-One. Let's go. Let's go. Dissing back to back. This for the love of the sport. Let's get it. M versus Rakim. M versus LL. M versus Q. Let's get it. And don't tell me nothing about, oh, they old, they done. M old as hell too. And we ain't talking about hopping on the field and playing no football or hopping on the court and playing something. We talking about pen and pad. You still got a hand, you still got a pen, and we can give you a pad. So let's get it. Let's get it. hop on the mic. I don't want to hear all that talking shit at the end of the day. Hop on the mic. Simple and plain. Quit all this talking, man. Let's get it. See, and that's the thing. When people be discrediting M, ain't nobody hopping on the fucking mic. You hear Trader Joe all in his interviews and doing hop on the mic. You hear Lord Jamar talking hop on the mic. Same thing with Nick Cannon. Hop on. Okay, he did hop on the mic, but we saw how that went. We saw how that went. Maybe that's why they don't hop on the mic. I don't know. No disrespect. No disrespect, because I know people gonna twist my words. Oh, you this. Ain't. Nah, no disrespect whatsoever. But what I'm saying is, instead of doing a bunch of this, hold on. Instead of doing a bunch of this, do more of this. Do more of this. Right? That's my time, man. Let me know what y'all thought about it in the comment section below. If y'all enjoyed the video, as always, leave a like before you go. Smack the subscribe button. That's right over there, as you guys already know. And, of course, family, check out the video that's right over there, too, man. Stop disrespecting him. Put some respect on his name, man. Stop it with this bullshit. Not top 10?